Okay, so now we are going to do indefinite integral and definite integral, right, today. So last week I already completed the whole indefinite integral already. So now I'm going to start with asking few questions as a recap lah. So if indefinite integral, what is the main thing that makes it different from definite integral? If Ishan knows, so you can tell in the chat box lah. And then Aldeep, you tell. Means the difference between indefinite and definite. What's the
What is
major
both? I don't know. What is both also? I don't know. I didn't know integration. I mean.
I tell so indefinite integral, what's the difference is you see when you have the integration sign, right? They won't have a number at the top and the bottom. That is indefinite integral. When definite, right, you will have a lower limit, like let's say 6 to 12, means you integrate 6 to 12. That's what we call as limits. So that is one difference. And another difference, do you know or not, Aldi? Like when you do integrate, how you integrate?
Or you plus, then you divide.
So what we actually plus?
We plus the power on top, and then
Yeah,
we divide.
correct. So if indefinite, what will we do after plusing the
Indefinite,
power?
when we plus the power, we substitute inside.
Remember we had
Oh yeah,
C
yeah, yeah.
also. Remember then you like but you see in definite integral we won't add plus C at the back because we already have number to substitute inside the x variable
Wait,
there. So that
definite
is the difference
integral
with
you no need plus c, but indefinite integral you need plus c.
yeah,
What?
correct. Because indefinite, you notice, right? When you you just write the integral sign. You don't write a number at the bottom and top. It means you have nothing to substitute inside the whatever variable they give lah. But if definite means you have something to substitute inside lah. So that is the case lah. So now we shall let me see any other questions about indefinite. Let me think. I think that's about it. Okay, so if we say equation of curve, right? If you want to go from equation of curve to tangent, what do we do? Do we differentiate or integrate?
What do you mean? The equation to curve.
Equation of curve to tangent.
Oh, you differentiate it.
Yeah, correct. If other way around,
You integrate it.
yeah, so that's the major difference you notice. Because integration of curve is like quadratic, right? You think that is called curve, means power 2. When tangent means it's a straight line, y equals mx plus c, means power 1. So on power 2, you go to power 1, means you actually differentiate, means you reduce the power by 1. And then if integrate means from power 1, the straight line, you go to the curve power 2, which is quadratic, that is integrate. So that's a simple example you can think of differentiate and integrate. Okay, so
Bowen,
if
what's the
that's
difference
about
between
it.
Messi and Ronaldo?
Ask Ishan that question.
Both are good.
That's similarities.
Ishan, who's the real good? Ishan, Messi or Ronaldo?
He dare not say.
Because the goat is already in the finals.
Yo, stop about it. So we start about indefinite now. Let me see. Anything else about indefinite? I let you see the question first, then we see what's your idea of solving. I share screen first. Okay. We see the actual question, how they ask this integration. Actually, I'll consider that as one of the toughest one in the section A lah, to come in the exam actually. It's the hardest one. So from here you can see this question. Can see right, Aldip? This is the question that came.
Yes, Bowen can see.
So you see which part is the more
A.
difficult one, A or B, you think? Huh?
C.
A or B?
I find both easy lah.
Tell correctly.
One is to the left.
You try this
Find a new
question.
equation of the curve.
This is the
B
challenging
lah,
one, lah,
B.
basically. Yeah. Because equation of curve, right? If you notice gradient function, this is a keyword they'll tell you in the exam. I highlight this one. Gradient function. What is gradient function, you think? What do they represent it with?
gradient function. They represent the gradient.
No, I mean, what's the symbol we use? What
Oh,
equals to 2x
dy
minus
dx.
2? Yeah, correct. So that is one you need to know. When gradient function itself, you see, it means dy dx. Or you will see tangent lah. That's another keyword. That's two keywords. And then take note of this point also. First, you'll need this point to find the equation of the curve later. That's why they give you this one. There's a reason why they gave you this one. Okay? And then this one you'll see later lah. This one, after you get the equation of the curve only, you can modify it. Means they say move one unit to the left. I'll explain on the board later how it comes about lah. Okay, so what they asked is volume generated. This is the one you told right, Aldeep. You forgot the volume thing. Son.
Where na? In the midterm
What midterm?
Pachubana.
No, I mean this one. In this question, volume
Oh,
generated.
yeah, correct. It's volume.
Yeah. So you see when it's revolved about y-axis. So you must know the formula lah, 180 degree. Okay. So now you can start first about definite integral. Stop share first. So you go to the board. This okay. Definite integrals, right? You cannot run away from the formulas lah. That is one basic thing you need to know lah about definite integrals. So why they call it definite integral is because they have a number at the bottom and top, which we call it as limits. So what is the condition you see in limits, Audit? What do you think? When we have the integration sign like this, then you have a and b here. What is the relationship between a and b?
They are like in the same value, like you have to substitute both only.
Yeah, the one similarity, but what is the difference between this a value and b value?
Oh, you must substitute the up first, then after you substitute the second one, the down.
Yeah, correct. That's one of the things. And also another thing is a will always be less than b, if you notice. This condition lah. The lower limit must be a lower value than the upper limit. It's a common sense thing lah about integration that you must have. Okay, so the first formula I'll introduce is this one. Integrate a to b. Fx is just a function. Don't get scared when you see fx. Fx can be any function you want to integrate.
I thought AB, not why you put B on top, A is down.
A and b are just random constant only. They never show the exact value.
Alright.
Okay. So this one I didn't show like numbers yet. That one we'll see in the question. This one is general formula. Okay. So when after we integrate this, you will get this one. Like how Aldeep said, we'll substitute the b first inside the x, then the a first inside the x. That's why we get gb minus ga. We must minus the two lah. So yeah. This one you see, you notice we won't add plus c at the back there because this is definite integral. Okay. So that's the difference. And then this one, integrate a to a. What do you understand when I say integrate a to a? What are we integrating actually?
Bhuvan, you're using maths and English together, Bhuvan. You just solve give one question, then do the question now, Bhuvan. Right?
Never mind, later.
What you say? Integrate a to a.
Yeah, this one.
This one just put the value inside lah. You get 0 at all because same value.
Yeah, because it's the same value. This is the thing. Means I put same letter means it has the same value lah. So we substitute the same thing basically. So this one rarely exam asks lah. Usually they'll give different value. Then it's more challenging, right? Okay. So then the next one, this one. This one will come out like in paper 1. They want to test you when they switch the limit, right? Let's say from b integrate a to b. Now they want to integrate b to a. Oh, ours came already. Okay. We're now doing definite integrals. Okay. So catch up a bit lah. Just slightly only. Just started actually here only. This third formula. Okay. So now if I say integrate a to b, right? So if I want to integrate b to a, means I must put negative. This one you know, right? This one common one. Okay. This one, the third one.
Oh yeah, because opposite you
means if you go opposite means don't forget the negative sign. You must put it there, okay? And then the fourth one is this one. What do you think is k actually? I put here k fx dx. What the k represent in this equation?
Constant.
Yeah, very good. That's what you learn from indefinite integrals also. So constant can actually be like pi. Later you will see this in the volume formula over, where is it? Here. You see I put pi y squared dx, right? Isn't it same like this? K fx dx, about the same. Y square is like fx lah. So the pi here is actually the k. K is constant, means number. Pi has a value of 3.142. That's why it's a constant. And it never changed with the value. Okay. So what we can do here is we can take out the k and integrate this equation by itself. You don't need to integrate k together with it. So this to prevent careless mistake lah. That's why they did like this. Okay. So I think everyone's okay this formula. And this is the last one about this for this chapter. If I integrate c to a, so what you understand about integrate c to a, Aldi? If integrate c to a is like, is it like b?
What are you saying, bro?
If integrate c to a, what do you understand?
Integrate C to
I mean, sorry, a to c.
integrate A to C. What do you mean?
You can see the formula here. This one.
Oh, simple.
Means
Oh, okay. I understand how, because you must have the on top same, then down there same, the opposite area. Then if both tambah, you get the same value as the
yeah,
other side.
very good.
Like Songsang.
Means, yeah. So what you'll do is actually you're combining this limit lah, cause it's the same thing. So that's why we do plus. We do 2 times the integration. Means you separately integrate a to b first, then you integrate b to c. Can we do this directly? Integrate a to c directly, like which one? This one. Can we do it directly?
You can ask Messi. We can do it very directly. Can dribble pass back, get penalty, Messi.
Why you have to relate to football?
No, they're excited. They World Cup final. You're not excited, Like,
Who
you
not
don't know who's
excited?
gonna win. The Argentina win nice lah. Anwar become prime minister.
Now you see this one first. Integrate a to c can or not?
The odd defies the even lah.
Tell
Okay,
correctly.
what do you mean?
You think can or not?
Which one?
Integrate a to c directly without having to do this twice.
Integrate A to C to directly. I mean, you can do it, but sometimes the question they ask you, they'll give you this value, the BA and CB. So they ask you to find CA down one.
Yeah.
So you must either you can do both way, but then if they ask the question, then if they didn't give the value of the CA, then you need to find the B and the A lah, the other side one.
Yeah, correct. It depends actually where the region is located. Depends on which part of the axis. If it's like opposite part of the axis, right? I don't think you can integrate directly. You won't get, I mean, you cannot do this directly. You won't get the same answer because of the negative value. But if it's located on the same part of the axis, right? Let's say integrate 1 to 7. Means you can do it directly like this. Or if you want, you can pecahkan it. Integrate 1 to 3 first, then integrate 3 to 7. You'll get the same value again. It's just like 60 equals 20 plus 40. Means the 20 is this value here. Integrate a to b fx dx. The 40 is here. Integrate b to c fx dx. But if you do it directly, you get 20 plus 40, 60, just in one formula like this. But it's a risk, like you have to see whether the region is located something like this. You can see down here, right? Let's say I put a b here and I change this b to c. So you want to integrate a to c directly, can, because it's all positive value, what you will still get the same answer no matter you go a to b then b to c or like that. So it's a shortcut. Okay, so that is definite integral formula. So ours, okay, done already on definite integral. We just need questions only. Okay. Aldeep, okay.
Yes, Bhuvan, very clear message. Bhuvan, now can we go where you need to find the volume, Bhuvan? That is
There, yeah. Generated
That's why
volume.
the students are mostly having a struggle.
Yeah, this one even I also sometimes make mistake. It's sometimes very tough to see.
Can do
You know
better
why?
than us in this part.
Because it's 3D. We cannot visualize in 3D.
Even
We can
Joshan
see
girl can do
only
better
2D.
than us.
So
Even
you
the
know the problem.
Hamikan also can do better than us actually. So we need
Amit
to
Khan.
even Hamikan also can do better. So Pinay Fisco boys must focus for this SPM boys. We can do it. We can do it. Motivation 2022 2K Argentina win the World Cup.
Finally, if exam come, difficult question gone. No?
Yeah, the graph will go down, right? Good to worry.
Correct also lah. But to ensure to get to pass that graph to be on the safe side, you have to master this kind of questions.
So
Lah.
the problem
Because you
like
cannot.
in our questions in the Pajuban, is it like SPM standard or not SPM standard?
This is a good question. So what actually came in our Perchuban is actually considered easy level.
SPM also easy
The
level.
difficult questions are not at all there.
But what about midterm?
What?
Midterm? What about mid-year?
Media also is like Perchuban, I will say. No difficult questions. But got la one or two. But how SPM come? I mean the trials, right? Trials definitely harder than our trial we had. You can see from the other papers, like the questions they come with, let's say circular measure, right? They'll give weird shapes all and then ask to solve. Other things, maybe permutation and combination. That one is also like something like how to imagine, how you find the possibilities of that. So it can get more difficult than what we have. Easily can be more difficult than that. So we have to prepare for it. Okay. So now we go to the volume.
Really, that tough. It was your SPM will be.
Uh, I think the actual SPM last year was still okay. I wouldn't say that tough as some of the trials. I think I'll say that.
So that means Chigu Vijay didn't did so hard for us.
Of course, he didn't do that hard. Well, it's not that hard actually. You can see what. You see, like you go through many trial papers and you compare it with our paper, then you know the standard. Why I say it's hard. Because you need to like think deeper for the question. This one is like direct see and answer only. Straight away use your working. But you don't need any thought process.
But for sure SPM is easier, right?
Yeah, SPM will be easier because consider the whole country. Right?
Also will be easy for us actually.
Depends lah. If you see this paper, right, I can show you here.
This SPM paper.
The most recent one. The one our senior said for KSSM.
Oh, KSSM. You got the whole SPM paper last year. No,
yeah, I shared one, the group. God, you must buy the book. The one has the actual SPM paper and other model papers. See here, we glance through straight away. And this is paper 2, of course. Paper 1 also got. You see paper 2, how it looks like. This was the first question in SPM. Okay? This one is you know how to do or not, nothing much. You must master your simultaneous. So yeah, that's the first thing. This one. They asked to prove this, Did we see this in our Perchuban?
No.
So this is the difficult part. First difficult question.
Really, they ask you base 3 or
Base 3? That's C, not 3. Oh, this one. Yeah.
Really? They asked the questions.
Can what? It's just applying your law of logs only.
Oh, base 3. I thought that one like what the maths one, base 3.
Oh, that one is number bases. How you go to that?
Give me 5 minutes, Bowen. I go help my mother for you continue.
Okay. I continue with that one.
Alright. You do not doing the paper yet, right?
Not yet. So we go back there. Stop share. So we go here, generated volume. So this is the topic. This is the last part, basically in this chapter, second last or last part. Generated volume. So you see here you have two conditions. Don't look this side, cover this side only. So first thing is you can do it on the x-axis. So x-axis means you pull the shaded region to the x-axis. You see here, right? This black part I shaded here. This is the shaded region. Can see, right? Powers,
Yeah.
this one, see here. All this
Yeah.
part here. Above this x-axis, that's the shaded region.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I have a line like this, y equals fx. This is the function, it can be any number they want to put. So, and let's say I drag a point A and B. What is A and B actually?
Function.
No, what does A and B represent?
Constant.
Yeah, correct. But in terms of this formula here, A and B, what do we call them in integration?
Variable.
What's it level?
Variable.
Oh, correct also. But we usually call it limits lah. This is the term limits. Means your A is your lower limit because it's located at the bottom part of the integration sign, right? Then B is upper limit. So this is what we call them. Okay. So when we talk about volume, right, you can see the difference with this formula here. You see, wait. Volume is this side, sorry. Area is down here, so focus this side. So if you compare down here, right, the area, you can see this formula, and you see this formula.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this and this?
Doesn't have a power.
Yeah, the power 2 is missing. One more.
The pi symbol.
So why we actually use pi is because it's volume. Surface area, you don't have a circle. That's why we don't use pi. You see here? You don't see a circle here. You don't see a circle here. But when you see here, right, you got circle at it. Because we rotate it on the x-axis. Means you have to imagine how it looks like. Like you reflect this line down here on the x-axis. So you see, you will form like a cylinder like that. You can see here and here. Right, now into a straight line here. Usually they use dotted lah. So you can see now here. You see the cylinder forms. Something like a cylinder lah. But it's not exactly a cylinder. So one of the hacks actually you can find volume is you use the cylinder formula volume. You know what is it? What's the formula?
Formula for volume.
Yeah, volume of cylinder.
1/2.
No, cylinder won't have 1/2.
Is it pi something?
Yeah, correct. Pi r square h.
Pi r square.
If it's tough for you to remember, you try to draw out the cylinder and see. See, I draw. Let me see where to draw. Here lah. This is like a cylinder, right? Why the formula is pi r square h? So you think here is a circle, right?
Yeah.
What's the formula of a circle?
Pi r square.
Yeah, correct. And then why they get to pi r square h is because volume, not surface area only. So you have to times, this is the height of the cylinder. So pi r square times h, you get pi r square h, which is the volume of the cylinder. Means because this circle, right, if you see a cylinder, water bottle is the best example. See here, right? This is your pi r square. And you see, if you cut across any point of your water right here, you form a circle. This whole thing is a circle up till the top. So this is how the formula comes from. You take the area of the circle here times the how high is your cylinder. This is how your formula comes from. So that's how you remember your cylinder formula. You understand it from the shape itself, not just memorize. Okay? And then, so you think you can apply this formula to find volume here instead of integration? Can or not? Yeah, it depends. So you can actually. But if the cylinder is not perfect, right, like straight like this, see the sides here, right, so straight. If here is like curved a bit, you cannot apply it. Vary a bit, the value won't be accurate. So that's why we created integration, because not everything will have a straight line like this going up. It can be curved. So yeah, that's why we need to use integration knowledge. But one thing that can save you to at least write something on the paper is remember your cylinder formula. You might get it right. You never know. If somehow the question gave you a straight line, it might be the answer. So that one also actually gets marks. Okay.
Okay.
So your formula is pi y square dx. So why they say dx is because the shaded region here, right? You're pulling it to the x-axis. If you remember, I said last week dx means what?
Dx, dox.
Dx, not dox.
D times x.
Yeah, correct. But what does it mean? What do you think?
D minus x.
It's actually respect to x-axis.
Yeah.
That's why I say when what dy over dx is you differentiate y with respect to x. That's why I call it dx here. So you see the shaded region you see, right, is pulling down to the x-axis. You see the why we use this formula. And then other things, if you use dx here, right, the equation here must be y equals something. Means the equation you get y in terms of x. Sometimes the questions might give you x equals 4y squared plus 2y like that. So you need to modify the equation to make it y equals to something something x. Something something x. Then you can sub inside here. Then you square the whole equation. Like quadratic. So yeah. Remember the square, because it's volume. Area won't have square, only y like this. Then you integrate directly. Okay?
Okay.
And then this one is the opposite, y-axis. So the equation, let's say here is x is gy. So you can see here also another cylinder, right? Let's say here. To form a cylinder, so this part over here. So this region is actually you rotate it over here, means is it can be either 360 or 180. This one thing you must know. Usually the question will say 360 or 180 rotation. So if 180 rotation, what is another word for it?
Straight line.
Huh?
Straight line.
Yeah, correct also. What's another word?
Half circle.
Yeah, you got it, half rotation.
Yeah.
Because one full rotation is 360. So now we rotate it only halfway. So when you get a volume after this, right, after you use this formula, make sure you divide to 180. If 360, you just leave it like this, the answer you get from here, right? You just leave it. But if they say 180, make sure you divide by 2. Any cases, okay? So that's your thing. And then now area again. Area under curve. So area under curve is more simple than volume. So you just see they give you a limit here. Let's say, can I add it? Integrate A to B. So you see the shaded region it covers here, right? I label this as L1. So area of L1 is integrate A to B. Let's say A is 3, B is 5. And I give you the y equation is x cubed. So what will be your answer? Means you integrate x cubed. Then it's just an imaginary equation. It's not the reality. So first thing is, must you plus C or not? Will you plus C here?
Plus C?
Like how I told last week. Will you plus C or not?
Yes. Yeah, I'll plus C.
One or the one?
One.
No, because this one definite, remember, this is the difference. Now we are doing definite integral, not indefinite. So definite means you won't add plus C after you integrate. So you just integrate, then you sub these 3 and 5 inside your x. This one will go in your x, this one also will go in your x. So if you integrate this one, you get the equation.
Equation?
Y equals x cubed. You integrate the y, what will you get?
Dy dx.
No, that one differentiation. Don't go differentiation. It's an integration. Whenever you see dy dx is differentiation.
Is it
So from here, what will it come?
3y?
You don't bring the 3 down until here, you know. You must maintain there only. Means you get x power 4 over 4. You
Wow.
see, where is it? Here didn't show, I think. So what you must do is basically you must plus 1 to the power. Remember that one.
Yeah.
I got x cube, right? So you come x4. Means you divide the power again, lah. Like how you did for indefinite. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
So then later you have to put a bracket like this. And then put your upper limit 5 and lower limit 3 here. So if you press calculator, what will you get? Your final answer. You put your 5 and 3 inside your x. Use this
500.
format. GB minus GA.
Oh.
I so much type.
Calculator.
After you sub your 5, make sure you must minus the thing with when you sub your 3 again. Every time when you put your upper limit, then you minus when you sub in your lower limit. That's how it goes.
The x put what? X.
Hmm?
X.
X power 4 over 4.
Oh.
Means you put your 5 and 3 inside. Now I assume the limit is 3 and 5, just a random number.
Mm-hmm. Get 135.
Huh?
135.
135 or 136?
136.
Correct. So you know how to use the how to do it. So this one's the same thing, lah. So this is opposite y-axis now. So let's say the curve goes like this. This is actually what you call an exponential curve, lah. Here, like means the value goes up exponentially. You can see the gradient here, right? The gradient here and the gradient here. Here looks steeper than here. So that's why it's called exponential.
What's happening? You can repeat what's happening.
Oh, finally you're here. Why?
What are you teaching right now? What's explaining?
Here, the area.
Oh, can teach me again? Sorry.
From where?
Where I missed.
Wait, you were here for all this, right? This part all done.
Done.
Only volume, lah.
Volume area and.
So volume, what I said is the curve looks like this, right?
Hmm.
And then you must do a reflection of this line here on the reflect on the x-axis. Means you get like this. You can see, right? Here and here. Okay. So you put a random here A and B. Then you will finally form something like a cylinder, if you see. When you rotate, you will form a circle, right? When you rotate on the axis. So I rotate here, you will form circle, right? You go like this. Okay?
Oh, must do a reflection lah.
Yeah, reflection like that. So yeah, basically like you see this point, right? If I reflect across the x-axis, means it has to be same distance lah. Means this distance here and this distance here is the same. Every point when you reflect must be the same. Like from the highest point here, let's say, this is the distance, right? Then from this point to this point, same distance. Means this one is equal to this, the distance. So that's why we say it's rotate 360 lah. Means equal on both sides. So a bit of imagination lah. Okay. So the formula is this one, pi y square dx. Do you remember? Pi y square dx.
Pi y square dx.
Does it
No,
bring
I don't
any?
remember.
So must do revision lah on this. So you practice questions on volume. Later you can see the question I will tell. Okay. So, and then this one is opposite. You integrate.
Volume or cylinder?
Huh?
Volume or cylinder?
Volume mass?
Cylinder.
Can either be cylinder or cone. Yeah. Got two possibilities. You can either form a cylinder or cone. Okay. So this one is on the y-axis. So the formula is pi x squared dy. So how to remember is dy means it pulls to the y-axis. You see the shaded region here, right? It goes to the y-axis. This one touches the x-axis. So that's why the formula is dx, and then here is dy. If here is x, means here you must put y squared. Volume must square, remember. Area is only y. See here. You understand? Okay.
Moon, can you play with the dy? I mean, what do you mean by dy? What
dy means respect to y-axis.
So that means you must substitute the y inside, right?
You will substitute your limit a and b here. Depend what's your value.
That means if respect to y, you must substitute x inside. If respect to x, substitute y inside.
Yeah, means your equation of curve here must be x in terms of y for this one. Then only you can substitute x. Then you square the whole equation. Or if you have an equation with already x squared, means you just put x squared in terms of y. So you need to square again. If you have x squared on the left hand side equals something with y, so you straight away put that, then you sub in your limits. Okay?
Got it.
So now we come back to the area. So area is like this part down here. So we will integrate y dx. So why we use y dx here?
What we use?
Why we use the formula y dx for this one?
Oh, because respect to x, and then we have the y equation there, so we have to substitute the x inside.
Yeah, correct. So the concept for area and volume is the same. Where you respect to, that's how the formula comes. And then this one also is the opposite thing. So I told you this is an exponential curve. So let's say the limit here is a and b, right? So when we do the formula, we will put integrate a to b x dy, because this one respects to the y-axis. You can see here the arrow I draw. It's going to the left. So that's why we put the equation must be x in terms of y. Okay. So this is the thing. That's it for integration.
All right, Bowen.
So now we go to the question. We see how it goes. I think the A part is easy actually. Only the B one will take time. Can see, right?
Yes, Bowen.
Wait. Gone. Oh, I just thought you wanted to know, isn't it, how the SPM paper was, right? So I show you some more. So this was the second question. So just now you asked something right here. So now I did.
Yes, Bowen.
So this is the second question. So this one log chapter, right?
The base one, the base.
Yeah, correct. So this is the third question that came in SPM. Functions. I think quite okay, this question. This one I will consider as okay. Can get 7 marks. Should be able to. If provided no careless mistake, surely can. So 3 is okay. Number 4, quadratic. So they asked to find maximum point. So you must remember, you're completing the square method. So if you don't use this method, then you won't get marked. So how do you think this question okay?
Yes. I think it's a bit easy.
Yeah. So you can see SPM is easier actually. Trigo. Proving. Yeah, it's not okay. So it's not, now the graph is okay. This one also is okay. So okay, this question. Vectors okay, I think so. So normal, we'll see like this in the exam. Yeah, so I told you SPM level will be easier actually. So this is the question we're doing now actually. It's now I showed you 7. Think okay also except this B part lah, a bit challenging. Put 1 star here. Slightly challenging. This one I will explain how to do after we do the A. So we just go through lah a bit. So number 8, what do you think?
This
Differentiation.
one so senang.
Yeah, this one
Down
okay,
one
area
C
is
pun very
simple. Maximum
senang.
area you must know. This one you must know the
Not that
formula,
senang.
rate of change, approximate change. So all in the syllabus only actually. So if you know everything in the topic, you can score already actually. So this can be one of your choice. They say answer 3, right? So you can choose this one of it. Let's see another one. This one okay. What coordinate geometry? See the questions, not bad. What? So all the things we have learned, equation of locus, determine whether they intersect or not. See? So what do you think, Aldip, this question? Okay.
Okay.
Then number 10, we see, sun must be a choice. Linear law. Big tick. See? Draw a line means based on the graph, you find your x, and then you write in linear form. See, all basic questions only actually, you see. Like how it came in our trials, like actually something like this. They don't change much actually. So that's already 3 questions answered. Probability. This one slightly challenging, this question.
This one's so
This one is
easy. The
normal.
probability quite. This one, this B is quite challenging, but you must find the
The
SD
region.
first. All the
Yeah,
region SD and all those. They're actually quite easy if lah we can find it, but we need to take time like 5 minutes,
yeah,
10 minutes away.
correct. But at least already here you can get 6 marks. This one all 3 is okay. Binomial only. You know the formula and then you must know how to solve all
Actually
the
quite easy,
values.
bro. No? You think can get A minus again, A plus over?
Can, but depends on paper 1. Paper 1 was harder, I think, than paper 2. Usually, lah. This one not our choice, I think so.
Yeah,
Kinematics.
this one you go study kinematics.
I study also lah, but
But this
slightly
one quite
difficult.
easy. They say the maximum velocity, so you must make it to 0, right?
Yeah, correct. This part is okay. Only the last part, total distance will be slightly long working.
Or you have to draw a graph. Best thing is to draw a graph.
Yeah, correct. Exam they asked to draw graph, but here they didn't ask lah. So this is one of it. This one our favorite. See, same type only.
This
Take
one
the value.
easy, I can get at least 10
Yeah, composite index. So use the formula chain rule. See, this is the basic question of price index. And then another of our favorite, solution of triangles. See, it doesn't change one. Use the formula again. This one ambiguous case lah. I think I told last time about ambiguous case. This thing is one of the favorite also. See, it came out. Sketch a different triangle. And then the last one, this one you like, linear programming.
I hate this, but I won't pick this, but I will pick the earlier one. But
This one is an advantage for those who good in maths, because
yeah,
this
exactly.
is a
I'm not
maths
gonna...
topic, linear inequality. See?
But actually quite easy also linear inequality if you say about it.
Yeah. So basically, I think the choice here will be solution of triangle and index number lah, of the two. Here, maybe there's a debate here. Linear law you will take. Coordinate geometry, yes. It's between these two. Because this part here might be slightly challenging, B and C, compared to probability lah. So I think this is the only thing lah. So now we go to our question. Let's see. This one's nice question actually. Number 7. Okay, so Aldip, you tell me how you actually going to approach this question.
Which one?
The 7A.
Oh, this question. All right. Okay, come to this the strategy. First thing, when they say equation of the curve, so you need to have equation of curves means y is mx plus c. So we have a gradient function here. So we integrate the guy. Then we plus with the c to get what this one, and then we get the equation of the curve. 3 marks in the hands already.
Yeah.
Then the next thing is if the curve move 1 unit to the left, that means find the new equation of the curve. Alright, when we move one unit to the left, that means the graph will go to the left side, right, Bowen?
Yeah, correct.
So the A will change, right?
Let me think.
A will be A won't be negative or what? A will still the same.
Yeah, A
B will
won't change. B will change.
B will become negative,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So you -1 or you become negative.
Mm.
So then we just -1 lah with an equation, then we just -1 the B lah.
Yeah. Correct.
So senang ni lah.
Yeah. So I show the working. So let me see this one. I think. Some section B, section A. This one. So that's what I'll explain actually in A. So you see here.
Bowen lah, who the goat lah.
This one actually easier one rather than writing there and then just do
Bowen,
earlier.
during the exam time, did you
So you
complain
see,
your handwriting or what? No, did like
Why?
other subject complain or what?
of course.
Same lah. Welcome to the club.
What club?
Handwriting club.
Later you can
They
put
said
the do the what asaskan the pertubuhan in the school. New club
we have what
UFS.
the one? Pertubuhan what? Bangsa-bangsa what? No, bersatu and mama
Bersatu.
non-aligned movement. No.
Nah,
so
nam.
this one handwriting movement.
Very smart.
Handwriting aligned movement.
Yeah, quite a good name actually. Not bad. So we go to this one. So when they say gradient function, right? So that's why I put dy over dx equals 2x minus 2. I think everyone okay with this, right? This part.
Yes,
So it's like this. So next, equation of curve. So they want you to find equation of curve, and there is 3 marks here. So later I'll show actually how the marks are coming from. So what you need to do here is, you have 2 options. When you see this thing, right? One thing you might think is d2y over dx2, right? You want to differentiate again, isn't it? If you think like that, let's say. Okay, so this is one option. Another option is you integrate this. So why we don't do another differentiation is because they want to find a curve. Here already it's power 1, right? If you want to get a curve, at least it must be more than power 1, like quadratic or cubic. Cubic power 3, quadratic power 2. Okay? So that's why we don't differentiate again. If you differentiate again, what value you get actually? You differentiate 2x minus 2, what do you get?
You differentiate, you get the maximum and minimum point one.
Yeah, correct. That's why we do d2y over dx2. It means you want to get, in this case, I don't think got lah, because it's straight line. What straight line won't have max or minimum point, only in quadratic. So that's why we go from here lah. We get this equation quadratic. Then from here we do this. Then we go to here to find the max or minimum point. Okay. So when you integrate dy over dx, right? Make sure you write dx also here lah. Means you integrate this with respect to dx. We integrate here dx, means here also you integrate respect to dx lah. That's why this dx and dx you will cancel. Means you're actually integrating dy only. That's why you get to y. Dy means something like you minus the y power lah by 1. So you want to get back to this original y. That's why you integrate. Okay. So you will get like this. Mensual plus c, indefinite integral. That's what I told just now. So you will get like this. This one I cut lah. 2x squared, 2x squared. And then this is why they gave you the point for here. So substitute. So the -2 is what coordinate you think? X or y coordinate?
-2?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Which one now?
X
Negative
value or y value? Will we sub in x or y?
This one -3 and -7, Boon.
Where? Oh, sorry, this one's the comma. I put the comma beside there. So it's -2 actually. Wait, so -2 x coordinate or y coordinate?
Negative. Okay, this one you just substitute in the equation, then you tambah with the c lah. You get the c.
Yeah, correct. So you see, I put the -2 inside here, right? And then a -7 here. So after this algebraic only lah. So you get, that's why you have to find your c. That's why they gave you this coordinate. If they never give you this, you cannot find your c. then you cannot get this equation down here. So that's the reason they always give you a coordinate. So make sure when you find equation of curve, make sure one coordinate at least must be there. Not, you cannot find this value. So you see this forms a quadratic general form, right? Ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. So where the marks are coming from, let me see. Okay, this part. So that's why they say at maths, right? Always show your working, no matter how long it is. Wait, charts first. Okay, so you see this part, right? So let's say I ask Ardeep, where you think you want to give your mark, your first mark?
Where I'll
In
give
this
my
whole-
first mark.
Where you think will be your first mark?
I must give that to the marking scheme because every time they change the format one.
Yeah, true also lah. And maths marking, it also depends where they want to give the mark also lah. I just follow here lah.
Mhm.
So it's 3 marks, right? Means 1 mark for correct answer, 2 marks for working only lah. Every time when you get a correct answer, is 1 mark always. So here is your first mark. When you show this one, so make sure you show this step, 1 mark. And then another one is when you substitute, yeah. So always show your substitution of coordinates. Even when the integration, right, you get a very long thing when you put your limits inside the variable. So that's why you see you must always show your substitution. Make sure it's correct lah. Here. Okay. And then final answer is your equation. Yeah. Here. 1 mark. So when you get C is -15, don't stop there. Always remember to address the question. Equation of curve. So you make a conclusion. Y equals x squared minus 2x minus 15. This carries 3 marks. Okay. So now the B one. So let me think. I think I explained on the board better. Then we come to here. Because I won't understand my working, I think, because it's quite short. Stop presenting. I have to think of an example here, how to bring it out. So this one you want, right? This picture, I think you want.
Yeah, boo, and that'll be excellent. Even the working you did for the question,
Which one?
the MS system.
Just now I showed one.
Ah,
That one I always have. So I will think how to show this one, the curve move to the left. First things first, you know what's your axis of symmetry formula or not?
I remember this one is a chapter 2 for chapter 1, chapter 2 from 4 at maths. How you move.
No, I'm telling modern maths one.
Modern maths. Modern math don't say lah. We say at maths lah. This at math class one.
You can use modern maths in advance, always remember that.
But we
Anything,
can't use at maths in modern maths.
right?
Yeah.
Always remember that thing. Sometimes you're doubtful what you want to use a modern maths thing inside advanced, just go ahead with it. You won't get penalized. So this thing I was telling, axis of symmetry. So anyone remember the formula? I think I told last time how it goes. No.
Which one, boy? Negative
Axis
from
of
B
symmetry.
over 2A.
Huh?
Minus B over 2A.
Very good. So this is the formula all of you must keep in mind in advance. It will actually appear in your let me think. I think it doesn't appear anywhere. It won't. So you must remember this thing. So what they're actually telling here, right? If you see the question, if I present the screen, you can still see the border. And I show the can.
Can.
Okay, then I show the question here easier. Then you can refer. Okay, so this one. So this is the question above this thing. Okay. So they say curve move 1 unit to left, right? So let's say I have a curve like this. Can see how the
Can Bowen?
okay. So let's say I have a curve like this, right? Random lah. Let's say I have y equals 2x square minus, let me think, 4x. I think I should intersect the axis. Now I won't have. Wait, let me see. I think C no need lah. C is okay. But C is not play a role here. So let's say the curve is like this lah. Y equals 2x square minus 4x. So what is your axis of symmetry here? We can find, right? X is negative b over 2a. So your b value is what? If 2x square minus 4x.
Just substitute inside.
Yeah, what's your b value?
B a minus 4 over 2 times A.
Yeah, minus 4 over 2 times 2. So make sure it's negative bracket negative 4, because the original formula is negative b over 2a. Your b value itself is negative 4. So you get 4 over 4. Means 1, lah. Means your axis of symmetry is 1. Okay, but it doesn't make sense here, lah. Must put the axis here, because 1 cannot be so far away from 0.
Oh, correct.
Here. Makes more sense now. 0, and then here's 1, lah. Makes sense. So now they say move 1 unit to left, right? So you're expecting this is going to touch the 0. Something like this. See, the axis of symmetry is on the y-axis. So how the equation is going to change is, let me see, your x is, you should expect x as 0, lah. So let me see. One of your values must be 0. One of it has to be 0. So what will change here is negative b over a value. A value won't change because the a value represents whether it's crying or smiling. Means you will get negative b equals to 0. So b is 0 here. Whenever axis of symmetry, right, your b will come 0. So you can see the working here, right? Here. You see the equation here, right? Do you see any b value here?
None.
Yeah. So this is why I showed this one. Why it comes to 0. Because you see, only your a value is 1. Your c value is negative 16. So this is how your equation changed from here down to here. That's how it changed. Yeah. Your c value actually increased by -1. Depends whether they are shifting up and down or left and right. That one we don't know. So yeah, that's the thing. Okay. So now we understand better, Dila. Your a value won't change. But you see here, a value 1, right? Here also a value 1. So this is the difference. So from b is 4, we go to b is 0. A equals 2, a still remains 2. The axis of symmetry, x is 1. It will go to x equals to 0, which is the y-axis. Means the curve shift to the left. No? One unit means the scale you plot here. 1 unit means 1 to 0. We assume 1 unit is like 1 cm. 1 cm to 0 cm. Okay. So this is the one. So let's see how it goes. So that's why I started my working with this thing. You can notice, right? So if you go quick glance, how you can understand the working.
Can Bowen?
Can. Wow, so fast.
Easy.
So-
Then after you just substitute inside the one design again. I know the design, but the problem is how to get the equation.
Yeah, this side.
There's a bit stuff there, but the method all can do.
Yeah, I explain this side first. So this one here, the b value is -2, right? So we put the -2 here. A value is 1. So it solves negative, positive. So it's 2 over 2. you get 1. And then they say move to the left. So this is why I told just now, x will come 0 here. X equals 1, x equals 0. So this is
Can send
actually
your
the
graph photo to
symmetry.
the WhatsApp, boy.
Huh?
Can send the graph photo to the WhatsApp.
This one,
The graph one.
yeah, can.
Alright.
So now it'll come like this. This is the changes. You see here, right? I put +1. Here also I +1. Because now here they actually say the A value is changing. Let me see. I think the A value will change. I think so. It'll move 1 unit to the left.
Why you +1? Why instead you put B only, but why you then
Yeah,
you
so
put X?
here, why I +1 is like this. You make this one equal 0, right? You move X by -1. That's why they say move 1 unit to the left. 1 unit to left means X must be -1. Because you're moving the X value, right? Means you move, let's say, from 1 to 0. Means 0 minus 1 is -1. This is what I showed here. X plus 1 is 0. Now, if I put X minus 1 is 0, right? What will it be? Means we move where?
Move to the left.
Opposite.
X is 1.
What will it mean?
That means we are saying that the value that one goes to the other side of the left side is 1.
Means right side, huh?
So I thought our graph going to the left side, the X value will go to the left side also.
No, if X is positive.
Oh, wait.
1.
Wait. Now the question, the graph going to the left.
This one I just give extra example. This is not involved in the question. Don't get confused and just try to bring out the concept only. That's why I say if you get X is 1 means the graph is shifting to the right. So it's positive 1. What we learn what physics was. To the right means positive, to the left means negative. Here. So they say 1 unit to
can I copy it? The down
I'll send this one so you can copy later.
Yeah, the down one. Yeah, I copy for one. Give me.
How is Nishan still living?
Boon can see the screen, Boon.
Yeah, sorry.
See.
Nishan gets scared and he laughs with it. Tell me when you're done now.
Alright, bro, give me 2 more minutes.
Okay. What color you like to Chonteng?
Blue color.
Blue. Same as
Yellow
the writing,
color.
you won't see difference. Yellow. Okay. Later, I will bring out an important concept, how for you to understand differentiation and integration. After this question, right, I'll tell how for you to memorize easily. Whether integration you +1 or differentiation you -1, the power. Easy way to understand. So that one is like a nice ending for the lesson that you know how to differentiate them.
Alright, Boon, done already. Boon,
Okay.
the X
Wait,
minus
take
1,
picture.
that one is when the thing go left or right lah.
X equals
1.
1 means to the right because positive one.
Oh, alright, right.
So you see that way, lah. If you notice, right, remember you're completing the square, right? You will get something like ax minus h square plus k, right? The general form.
Ah,
When you find the axis
the
of
x, so
symmetry,
that means
right?
when you go left, x will be negative 1.
Yeah, correct. That's how they show it.
Ah,
Means left is represented by the negative sign. And then how much you move is this value here, lah. 1 or 2, -2, -3, anything. Lah. Okay.
got it.
Uh, so now we do this one. Where I stopped? I stopped here. Okay. So this now I say x plus 1, right? So you know a d. So make sure you modify from this equation. So the anything that has x variable, you just plus 1. Because the x variable is getting affected here. Because we are moving the x by 1 unit to the left. Left means we involve x-axis. Up and down means we involve y-axis, this one here. Okay. So this one you have to expand lah, quadratic, right? So make sure you master your expansion. This one I did directly lah. You can see directly x square. Then plus you times these two. 1 times 2, 2. 2 times x, 2x. Then plus 1 square, 1. So there's a fast way lah. Normally people will open the bracket, right? X plus 1 and then x plus 1 again. Then do the pattern like that, isn't it? So this one's the fast one lah. So this one, make sure you're careful of the negative 2x. So negative 2x minus 2, cause negative and plus 1. And then minus 15. Yeah, copy back only lah. So after that, you shift everything, you'll get x squared. You see, you realize here, your b value is get 0 already. Plus 2x minus 2x, whole thing gone. And then plus 1 minus 2, you get minus 1. Minus 1 minus 15, you get minus 16. So this is your new equation. So from here, right, you have to modify. So they said, where is it? About y-axis. So what is your equation now? You're going to write. Okay. But now you're not sure this part. What will be your volume equation?
Oh, you just put substitute x square inside lah.
No, what's the whole equation? I mean, like v equals what?
Oh, v equals to. Oh, volume. This one is cone or cylinder?
No need to know because this one we don't have a diagram. We cannot see.
Oh, so that means integration of
Yeah.
y plus 16.
Wait, let me see. One. Oh, wait, this is another point also. So how to integrate is you must take from 0 to negative 16 because this is your c value, right? Where the curve intersect. How to picture it? So we are actually taking the whole volume of that part there, I think, basically. So because they said about y-axis, right? So you will get 5 x squared dy. This is what I was telling lah. Because you must respect to the y-axis. About the y-axis, this is the keyword. Okay, so you have to modify your equation in from x squared in terms of y. Because here was y in terms of x squared. See the difference? So from here only you can proceed here. You integrate from 0 to negative 16. An easier way is you see the board. You can actually draw it out the curve. It's easier to see here. So you can draw the curve out just in case you don't know where's the region, right? So let's say negative 16 is down here. Reasonable, right? Negative 16 is somewhere here. So the curve will be, the axis of symmetry is at 0. Must get like exactly like that. Okay, something like this lah. So your B is 0, means your axis of symmetry is 0, right? So you can understand how this?
Because the maximum minimum point.
Yeah, correct. So your minimum point is here lah. Wait. This one is your axis of symmetry. Doesn't mean it's your minimum point. it just touched the y-intercept value is negative 16. So you are integrating basically this region. Because that's the only value you have, what? Then only you can integrate. Here all we don't know what's the value of. So it's this region you want to turn it around the y-axis. That's why they say revolve around the y-axis. Means either this region or this region. It's the same thing. From 0 till the negative 16 point. So you can see now, right?
Oh, so they say
180.
find the value generated in terms of when the region bounded by the curve and the x is revolved about. But they say, I thought both curve, not both curve.
Which one?
You see, they say the curve of 180 done already. And find the volume generated.
Oh, that part. You see here, that this is the clue. That's why I said this region is here. Sorry, I didn't mention that one. So you say region bounded by the x-axis, right? So the x-axis is here. The curve is here. So you see where is the region bounding these two things? Inside here, look. Cannot be up here, what? Here the curve and the line doesn't bound the region. Means it has to be like less than or equal to. Remember when you shade your inequality, right? Where is the region situated? So it's here. Bounded by the x-axis means you put your hand like this. Means anything curve here cannot. Then curve here, so it's inside here. So that's why I said integrate 0 to 16. So now you know already, Oh, now I'm eating. It can be both areas, I think. Maybe can, I think, both areas. Because they didn't mention where. So they said 180. I think that's why they didn't divide 2. Because in the scheme, right, they just stop here, this the answer. But I thought because 180, right, so you must divide by 2. Because 360 only, we leave it like this. So since here is 2 region considered already, so we don't need to divide 2. You understand this, because both ways you will get the same value. So that's why the scheme stopped there. Because there's 2 regions here. It can be either here or here. So it will add up to the same thing, which is 128. Because 180 can be from this side to this side or this side to this side. Like reflect. 180 is like your reflection. From this side, you reflect here. Okay? So that's why they left it here. So this is a normal integration. So you put your y plus 16 here. And then you'll get y squared over 2 plus 16y. And then sub your limits inside. Whenever you sub 0, right, in an equation, you'll get 0 in the end. Because anywhere you put your 0 variable, the whole thing comes 0. Here, here, and here. Okay? And then you put your negative 16. You get this. Finally, you'll get negative 128. Make sure it's negative, negative. You'll get positive 128. Okay, Aldi?
Alright, got it, Mike.
Yeah, so make sure your volume don't get negative volume. There's no such thing as negative volume, then you modulus it and then get positive. Because volume originally should be positive. Unlike area. Area, it depends where your region is on the axis. Okay? So this one is like this. So now I show you where the marks are. Okay. Highlighter. Okay, so this one is 4 marks. Okay, I think worth it long for 4 marks. It should be more than that actually. So long. Okay, so first mark is, let me see. So when you add your +1 here, means you understand the question. Here you get 1 mark. Okay. And then the next one is when you can show this one. This part here. Wait, not that one. Here. When you sub your y plus 16, that's why I always say sub in AddMath. When you sub your values in AddMath into a variable, you get a mark. 1 mark here. And then third mark is when you get to this one. You apply how you do integration. That's your knowledge, right? So you get a mark here. How to integrate from here to here. Okay. And then final answer, of course, 1 mark. So here 4 mark. Done. 7 marks here. So what do you think about this question, Adib? Anything new learned? How? Think okay, right?
Yeah, okay, boy.
Okay, so wait, this one we stop first. I'll tell some tips for you for chapter 3. I always tell after every chapter, so this one might be important for you. Lah.
Alright.
How to get like full marks lah for integration. Take picture of this. Okay, so now for chapter 3. Adib, your differentiation good or not?
Yeah, bone, okay, it's quite okay. But any integration only.
Which one you like better?
Differentiation.
Okay, not
But
bad.
I like integration also, but the problem is with the volume and all those.
Yeah, I understand. But usually when you can master differentiation, you should be able to master integration lah, because it's the opposite only. So there's a lot of relation between both of them. Lah. Okay. So this one, let me see. Okay, yeah. So tips for chapter 3. So first thing is, I think just now August made slight mistake also. Remember to differentiate. This differentiate I'm meaning not dy dx. This is the normal English word differentiate. Okay. So differentiate definite integral and indefinite integral. So what is the difference again? We refresh. Just now I asked at the start, I think, 5 o'clock. How did we know the difference between definite and indefinite? What is the difference?
Boo, I can't see the whiteboard clear.
Am I it's okay right now? Wait, the camera Dusty.
Thanks, Boo. Yeah, quite nice. How remember to differentiate?
Later I'll take picture, no need to copy.
Okay, so what you're telling right now?
What is the difference between definite and indefinite integral?
We just start one lah. The one no number and one got number. One
Yeah,
got
correct. So we call that as the limits. Lah.
limit.
So the difference is the upper limit and lower limit. So this one thing you must know. Lah. Okay. So the second one, remember to add plus C. Yeah. So a lot of people forget to add plus C. For which one we add plus C for? Indefinite or definite?
Indefinite.
Huh?
Indefinite.
Indefinite integral. That's what we call it. Lah. So even this one, right? You go up to higher levels, also people forget to add this. I saw a TikTok video on this. Don't forget your plus C whenever you do your integration. Even when you go to higher levels, so it gets more complex. This basic stuff people also will forget. This plus C thing, and you don't have limits. So this one important thing. Lah. Okay. So the third one is try finding a way to memorize your area formula. The one I showed just now, right? Memorize area under curve and volume generated. So I think just now I told how to memorize, right? dy means respect to y, and then dx means respect to x. So that's how you remember lah, the formula. Okay, ours?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so your fourth one, that's why I asked whether you like differentiation or not. So if you want to master integration means you have to master differentiation first. No other choice. You cannot learn it as a separate topic because it's related to something else. You cannot just look at what differentiation and say that is differentiation. This one is integration. So yes, to mix both of them can mix together in the question itself when it comes in SPM. That's why you see just now in the question, right? I wrote dy over dx equals something. That's your differentiation knowledge. Okay. So that's your fourth one. And then your fifth one. Remember the method how to do integration. I think this one I will tell the one I said there's something a fun way to memorize tomorrow. I mean next week lah. Because after I complete differentiation, then you will understand better. The section B question, the next one is differentiation. So after that you will learn better lah. So remember the method to solve integration. And do not get confused with differentiation. So what do we do in integration to the powers? Integration, what do we do? Aldi also can tell. If integration means we plus or minus.
Good. Can I go out because my parents
Yeah,
calling me?
can.
I go off for one.
Yeah.
See you next class, Bud.
Okay, next
Bye,
week.
bye.
Okay, so Horace,
Yeah.
integration is plus or minus?
Integration
Plus the power or minus the power?
with integration. Minus.
Don't get confused. Plus.
Eh?
Integration plus. Differentiation minus.
Oh yeah.
You must find a way lah, because I won't know how you think what. So you need to know how to analyze integration is plus, differentiation is minus. Practice lah, exercise. So you will know the pattern. Okay.
Okay.
So next one. This one. Volume generated, right? Just now I showed. Can be related to certain shapes like cylinder and cone. So remember your cylinder and cone formula. So I'll write here. So volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Just now I showed you why, right? So that one's like that. And volume of cone, if you notice, is 1 over 3 pi r square h. So what you can tell from here is the volume of the cone is 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder. Because you see cylinder, right?
Yeah.
Like this, right? Cone will be something here. See, this is the cone, right? Inside the cylinder. So you see, this area is not included in the cone. This area is not included in the cone. Cone takes up this side in the middle like that. So it's one area here out of a total 3. That's why we get 1 over 3 times this formula, pi r square h. So this is how it comes from the formula. Which is like 1 part out of the 3 parts in a cylinder. This side, this side, this side. That's how you imagine. Okay. So another one is the area. Wait. So next time, don't always try to memorize the formula as it is. Because in modern maths, they will give you these formulas. You'll see in front your formula sheet. But at maths, not here. So you won't be able to see that. So if coincidence, the maths exam is just before the maths exam, you're lucky luck. This formula will be fresh in your mind. Then you can apply it to maths. So that's one way. Other than that, you must find a way.
Okay.
So next 17th, going to end the day. So 7th one. Area also can be related to shapes. For example, I will give you also. So area of certain shapes is by using the basic area formula, which you learn in your modern maths. So let's say the area of trapezium. I will tell you here. Area of trapezium is 1 over 2 a plus b times h. And then area of triangle is half b square h. Half bh, not half b square. Okay. So usually we will see a trapezium in your area lah. Usually. So remember this formula. You don't need to use integration sometimes. And then
Okay.
the next one is, and then next tip number 8. If regions are, this one I told, if regions are located on different sides of the x or y axis, don't integrate them one shot because of the negative and positive thing. Do them separately, like the formula just now, a to b and then b to c. Integrate like that.
Mm.
And then second last thing, this one. Sometimes when you get area, right, you can get a negative area. So when you get negative area, use modulus. If you know what's modulus, right, you can make a negative value become positive.
Yeah, that's two value.
You know, right?
Yeah, two value.
Okay. So let's say I get negative 36, right? I modulus negative 36, you will get 36. Area we use the unit square. This is how we write the unit square, okay? And then remember to differentiate the content. So you must differentiate the content when you integrate the linear equation.
Mm.
So let's say I integrate like this, right? Let me think, 2x plus 3. So when you integrate, you will get 2x plus 3 squared. Then over 2, right? Over the power. So don't stop there. Down here, you must differentiate these 2x plus 3. So that's why I say integration and differentiation is interrelated. You must know them. So when you differentiate 2x plus 3, you will get 2. Then you plus c, because indefinite integral. So this is what you will get. Okay? So last one, at volume, right? Usually volume, you will get positive answer. Remember that. So if you get negative answer, check your working again. Okay. So that's it. Chapter 3 done. Okay. So next week we will do section B already. Section A, we have done the whole of paper 2 already.
Okay.
Wait now, open camera. I'll take the picture. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.